Welcome back to another mid-game gun overview. Today, I'm going over several builds for 9x19 SMGs, and with the new 7 and 31 ammo, these guns are fairly insane in terms of power and are entirely capable against endgame armor. Just as a note before we get started, I will note that many of these parts come from level 3 and 4 traders, so depending on if you have those unlocked or not, the prices will vary. And if you guys would like to see an early game SMG build video, let me know in the comments below. Finally, most of the builds are going to be suppressed as 9mm suppressors are fairly cheap, and going suppressed with these guns is generally a good idea as they're very quiet even within 100 meters. To start off, I'm going to make a PP19 build. This gun has kind of been on the back burner the past few wipes because it can feel like a worse MPX or MP5. It may still feel that way, but now that there is the new ammo type, it doesn't need to have the high RPM of either MP5 or MPX to compete, and this is great because most of the AK platform mods actually work for this gun, which means we can create a build that looks much like many other AK builds. This also means it's really easy for you to make a build of this gun too if you want to do something freeform or build off my build as well. To start off, you'll want to buy a PP19 for Prapper, and after that, you'll need an AK100 series PT lock, a PT3 Classica, an RK3 pistol grip, a black MOA AKM handguard, and an RP1 charge handle from Skier. Grab a sight of your choice, and for this one I chose the PKO6 from Jaeger 2, then grab a 4.1 M-Lock guide, an RVG foregrip from Peacekeeper. Grab a PP19 Vitsiaz suppressor from Mechanic, and if you'd like to go suppressed, and finally grab the Vitsiaz receiver cover from Prapper, which has the dust or the rail on top of it. As a final note, for this build, I went with the yellow 30 round mags from Skier since they have no negative effects on ergonomics unlike the black ones, which are a 2 ergo hit. Overall, this build comes down to 73 ergonomics and 39 vertical recoil. At about 150k, this is pretty solid, but definitely not the best bang for buck when compared to other SMG builds. The nice thing about this build though is that it doesn't require any level 4 traders. As a side note, you could also cheaply make this build by grabbing the Vitsiaz for a roller watch, which you can probably get off of Flea for about 77k. The second gun build I'm featuring today is for the MPX. First, you're going to purchase an MPX from Peacekeeper. We'll be replacing the handguard and barrel, so purchase a 10.5 inch M-Lock Midwest handguard and a 10.5 inch barrel. Next, grab a SIG SRD 9x19 suppressor, a 4.1 M-Lock guide, and an RVG foregrip. All of these are from Peacekeeper. The last pieces you'll need are a Gazelle SCH charging handle, which is from Peacekeeper as well, a sight of your choosing, and I went with the PKO6 again, a black Magpul front and rear sight for an added 2 ergo, and finally, if you have the drum mags unlocked, you can use those for 15k each, or if you have the 41 round mags unlocked for Mechanic, you can use those for 5k each, and because it's 9 bullets less but 10k less, I would heavily suggest using the 41 round mags over the drum mag. Overall, this build achieves 58 ergonomics and 31 vertical recoil. If you put the Annihilator muzzle brake on instead, you'll get 64 ergonomics and 30 vertical recoil. The final build today is going to be for the MP5. This is definitely one of my favorite guns, and I'm glad there's finally a bullet that makes it viable in the endgame. To start off the build, we'll want the stock MP5 from Peacekeeper. From there, grab a 3-lug threaded protector and TL99 aluminum handguard from Mechanic. Next, you'll want to get another SIG SRD 9x19 suppressor, an HK A3 stock, and an MFI HK Universal low mount, and a sight of your choice. Again, I went with the PKO6. Also, I go with the old stock because it gives more ergo, but it costs about 14k, and for only 1 ergo gain, it's not super worth it, so don't buy it if you don't have the money to burn. Plus, in general, I think this is a bad suggestion now that I'm thinking of it, so just don't get a HK A3 stock anyhow. I personally would run this build with a 50 rounder as well as a few 30 rounders as backups. The MP5 build comes out to 35 vertical recoil and 65 ergonomics. As with the previous builds, I chose a suppressor because SMGs are generally better to run quiet. So before I end the video, I'd like to mention a couple final notes. There are many builds you can make for these guns, and I also didn't feature the MP9, which is honestly the best bang for the buck out of any of the 9x19 builds, and I think You need Peacekeeper 4 to unlock the suppressor for them, or possibly Mechanic 3 or 4. I'm not 100% sure yet, as I don't have them unlocked. If you don't have 7 and 31 unlocked, AP 6.3 will do okay against tier 4 armor, but isn't very good against any higher than that. So if you plan to take out full kits, you'll want to use RIP or Luger CCI and go for lag meta if you don't have access to 7 and 31. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video or found it informative, please leave a like and subscribe, as it helps out the channel tremendously, especially because I'm starting off and I'm pretty new to the YouTube game. I'm nearing the 50 sub mark, and that's pretty awesome to me. I didn't think I'd get anywhere near even 30 subscribers, let alone 50, so that's pretty amazing. And hopefully one day I hit 100, so you guys can help make that happen if you hit the subscribe button. If you have any comments or questions about the builds, leave a comment below too, and if you have suggestions for the new videos, the easiest way to contact me is by joining my Discord using the links below and chatting with me there. As a final note, I pretty much answer every comment right now because not many comments, so if you do have a question, I'll be answering it very quickly. Thanks again, and I'll catch you guys next time.